Hi guys, what's up? What's up? I'll teach you my ways of creating the images that I do on LinkedIn and how to visualize and how to make those kind of images. We will cover free tools, paid tools, and how you can make really cool images, right? It's all in your head. It's not AI. Majorly, it's about your visualizations. I'm Yash Kavde, founder at Behooked.co. Behooked is an AI agent that automates content creation for small business owners, founders, solopreneurs, content creators. Beer Biceps is using our app. So that's a win-win for us right now. Many more creators have shown interest. So nice. And I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I started when I was 15, 16ish, built $1 million startup when I was 19. Sadly, didn't work out, had to shut it down in 2023, went back home and started the design subscription studio, scaled it to a 3 lakh rupees per month in like less than 45 days. So yeah, that's pretty much about me. और मैं काफी cool LinkedIn post करता हूँ जो cringe नहीं होती है. That's pretty much. We will train one single model on my own face, right? I'll teach you how to curate the data, what type of data that you need to have with you. We will train the model. I'll tell you about how I visualize stuff, right? How I मतलब कोई भी अगर post लिख रहा हूँ, so what is the hook and how I visualize stuff. There is options to do it for free, and I will also tell you that. But I prefer doing it majorly, paid because that's more fast, right? So let's do that. This is what we are going to do today. We are unlocking your AI twin and mastering image generation. Again, Gamma se banaya hai. Just focus on taking, like probably take notes. Just focus on what I am saying, not on the PPT. PPT वो तो ऐसे ही मैंने ऐसे बस कुछ तो चाहिए इसके लिए बनाया है, right? But again, it is still valuable, right? So as I said, this is what we are going to explore, free and paid tools to do what we are doing right now. Curating the data set and how we should create, curate all the images that we have. Then we also need to, train our own AI model. So how we will do that, what are the settings that we need to put in, how many steps that should we keep our training at. I'll explain what the steps are, what training means, etc., right? Then prompting, how to just prompt correctly, and the hacks that I use so that I can generate crazy images in under 5 minutes. And then refining, like how do we edit it and how do we post process it. Cool. Let's go ahead with a free versus paid thing, right? There are two ways to do it for free. Now, the models that we are using for image generation are free because they are open sourced. Flux is the model that we will be using, like which was developed by Black Forest Labs. You can just Google Flux Hugging Face and you would get open weights for that, right? You will get those open weights and you can just download and create it. But now we have things like, if you are using MacBook, we have an app called Draw Things, right? Which you can just install. It is a kind of a UI on Flux, which will let you train a Lora, which will let you, train a model on your data and then use it offline. You don't need anything else. You just need your machine, right? Then we have Pinocchio.computer. Pinocchio is a super crazy tool. Okay, I'll just love to show it to you guys. What is Pinocchio so that you can get it. Pinocchio is like a browser for AI models, right? That can be run locally, right? So you can just go to the discover section of Pinocchio and you can see बहुत सारे AI models हैं यहाँ पे which are, open source. So if you want to do text to speech on your device, you don't want to pay 11 labs, you can do it by just installing this open audio. Then if you want DIA, this is also a text to speech model. Then this is WAN 2.1, which is like VO3 competitor, right? So you can just download anything. So you can just search for Flux and you will get a web UI for Flux, right? This is Mac only. For NVIDIA, there is Flux Gym, right? So you can just download this and run. It is super easy. इतना कुछ crazy नहीं है. All you have to do is just install, like the one-click install with Pinocchio and done. That's all. So Pinocchio is a crazy tool, but I don't know how many of you guys have Mac. But for Mac, I prefer having Draw Things because the UI is quite good, and that's what we can do. So here in the PEFT section, so what I did was, here it is training section, PEFT. You can just go here, put in your Lora name, trigger word. I'll tell you what trigger words are, etc., etc., and just upload your files, and done. You can also put in training steps. I preferably keep it at 1800. What are training steps? That also we will see in the training model section, right? And then you just have to click start training, and it will be done, right? But we won't do it here. Now there are things why I prefer not doing it offline. Okay. Now I have a MacBook M2 Pro, which is a very good machine, right? But it takes me around 3 to 4 minutes to generate a single image, right? Now it's AI, right? You can't just get one image and it's done. No, that's not how it works. There are you have to generate at least 10-15 images to get a good output, right? So that's the reason I prefer कि ये बहुत slow हो जाता है. At the same time, it heats up your machine, and not by ऐसा थोड़ा सा, it's a lot hotter. So I am like, no, I can't, because if you want to generate like 10-15 images, it's like 30-45 minutes gone, right? So it's not worth it. The paid route is my preferred method. It will just cost you around 500 rupees per month, right? It is replicate.com, right? We will go to that site. Why I prefer this? First of all, no load on your PC. Then secondly, it is cloud-based. It is very fast. You get around within like 5-6 seconds, you get images, right? Now let's talk about building your data set. ठीक है, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो आपको ध्यान में रखनी है, right? पहले तो the more the data you give to the training, the better your photos will be, right? And then variety is the key. You have to include various angles, right? Various expressions, various angles, various lighting conditions, different backgrounds. You can't just say, "Aaj I have to train my model. I'll just put my phone like this and click images 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6." You can't do that, right? It won't be variety. Now I will show you the data set that I have trained my model on, so that you get what I am trying to say, right? Then there is clarity. Okay, the better resolution the images, the more AI would be able to get the details out of it, right? And then be aware of recurring elements. Jaise, I have this very bad habit of wearing my one earphone. See, I don't even know where my other earphone is. Just wearing one earphone here, right? Every time, wherever I go, if I am working, if I am going out, I have one earphone every time. Now what happens is, whenever I click images, there is one earphone in my ear, right? And what AI does is, it gets it that he wears earphone everywhere. Now I will generate him with a earphone in his ear. Now this is the data set that I have provided, right? So these are my images which I have provided to AI. Various different images, various different clothes as well, in various different settings, be it home, be it selfies, be it normal images, right, which have been clicked somewhere by somebody. So it has to be a lot of images. I have around 47, 50 images over here. Yeah, 47 images. So yeah, you just have to have those images. This is the things that I am talking about. You can see I have one earphone on, right? And everywhere you can see in multiple photos, I have an earphone on, right? So that will kill. So here as well, I have an earphone on. So don't do that. Don't have earphones on everywhere. Have multiple things and बहुत अलग-अलग जगह पे you should get your photos. So you have to get your photos outside, indoors, like in gym or somewhere else, so that the training data is quite diverse, so that the model that is being trained will give you great quality outputs, right? So be aware of recurring elements, because once you train model, you can't change that, right? And then you will have to edit those things out. I'll show you what I do as well for that. But first, let's go on to training your model on replicate.com, right? How to do this. So let's not read this. I'll just do it practically so that it's much more interesting for you guys, right? So we are on replicate.com right now, right? All we have to do, the first thing that you see here is fine-tune Flux fast. Now, what is replicate? Let's understand this first. This is a tool for developers majorly, where developers with one single URL can try various different models. So there is Hailuo, which is a VO3 competitor. Then there is OmniHuman, which is like image to video for avatars. Then there is like VO3 bhi hai yahan pe. Then there is Van. Then there is Flux. So there are many models, and whatever you want to do, you might find a model for it here, right? So it's good thing for developers that with one single URL, they will be able to access multiple models, right? So let's get started. Pe click karna hai. Okay. Now, if you go like to the bottom of it, there is a tutorial as well if you want to read it, but just listen to me, you won't need that tutorial, right? So first thing that you need to do is select a model. Now, when you try it, right? When you try it, there won't be any models over here, right? So you need to create those models. What we will do is click create new models and add the name. Yash webinar is what I am going to add. Okay. And make sure that model is private, क्योंकि आप public रखोगे कोई भी आपके आके images बना के चले जाएगा, right? Now, the images that we just made a folder of, right? All these images that we curated for our data set. What we need to do is just click compress and create a zip file. I have already created one. This is my zip file, right? So we will just upload that zip file. Now, one thing that you need to make a note of is that all the images that you upload should be in .png format. Now, this is not written on replicate, but I have trained multiple models for multiple people right now. And I have seen that when JPEG, yeah, when you are an iPhone user, you have .heic, or when you have .jpg or something like that, those do not work well. So all you have to do is convert them to PNG. You can just Google free whatever .jpg to PNG converter, and you can just convert all your images, right? You need to do that. PNG is the best format to do it and to get the best result. So now coming back to replicate, we need to upload that zip file that we just created. So I'll just go down and create, where is it? Yeah, Yash Flux clones.zip, right? I have just uploaded it over here. What is a trigger word? Now, when we were on draw things as well, we saw that there is something called trigger word, right? These settings that are here are also on draw things. So it is kinda similar, right? So you just have to go to PFT and you can see that it asks for trigger word as well, right? So you can just put in your name here. Now, why I prefer, you can put in anything. You can just put in fuck as well and it will be okay. But I prefer keeping it as a name, because then when I am prompting it, I can say my name, Yash, a young man doing blah, 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 right? So I prefer it as my own name. So I'll just keep it my name because I am training myself. The Lora type has to be subject, right? It is style when you are training a Lora for a particular style. Let's say pixel art के ऊपर आप train कर रहे हो, या फिर you are like caricatures के लिए आप create कर रहे हो, या XR style पे create कर रहे हो, तो वो style होगा. But now we are a subject, so we need to keep it as subject. Now you also need to go to show advanced inputs and just click training steps पे 1600 से 1800 के बीच में करना है. ओके, बेटर ज्यादा होता है तो भी अच्छा है, पर आई प्रेफर 1600 एज वेल, और 1800 इज फाइन. नाउ द मोर द स्टेप्स, the more costlier the training is going to be. The training is the one time thing that we do. Okay, so the whole process is 2 steps: training and inferencing. Model training happens only once, and whenever you want to create images. The trained model is then inferred. So that is inferencing. Let's keep training at 1600. You don't have to worry about seed, just keep it empty. HF repo ID and HF token. Now what is this? HF is Hugging Face. Okay, Hugging Face is like GitHub but for AI models. Now you can keep this empty. Okay, but then you won't be able to download your model if you need it. So you can put it over here. I would prefer you keep it empty because you are not a power user who would download the model as well, right? So just keep it empty. Now you have all this like set. You have just created a destination. You have uploaded your images, and you have the subject as well. You have put in your steps, and then you just click create training. Now this training will cost you. This training will cost you somewhere around $2-ish. That is around what, 150 rupees, right? So of course you will need to set up your billing first. Now मेरे को कोई issue नहीं आया because my billing is already set. And now this training takes somewhere around 15 minutes. So that's there. We just need to wait for next 15 minutes. Yeah, now the status is queued. Probably we would need to wait for some more time. It is running now. So let's wait for some more time. Till then, I would like to show you Behooked because that's the reason I am doing this for free, because I wanted to show you guys what Behooked is and how crazy it is. It is a crazy platform that I and my team have built. It is how like just going from idea to video in under 15 minutes, because a lot of us have thought about creating content and टाइम नहीं मिल पाता, एडिटर्स नहीं होते, रिसोर्सेस नहीं है हमारे पास. So this makes it super easy to create content, right? Whenever you log in, you will be just pleased with this one screen which asks you कैसे script लिखनी है भाई, तेरे पास script है या फिर we should generate with AI. Generate with AI, and here you will be able to select avatars. You can create multiple avatars. We also have our own library. Creating avatar is super easy. Just type in your name, your audio, your video. Now the audio has to be pretty, noise free, and the video has to be such that heart should not be over your face, so that the avatar is generated nicely. You can just select whatever avatar that you want. Then there is avatar quality, as in good, better, best. The better the quality, the higher the price, right? So you can just click best. And we have multiple editing styles, like captions only, which will just give you captions. No editing, which will give you like single, like Hagen-like output, which will be just an avatar. Then there is splits, and then there is simple, singular, moves, many more. Splits is what I love the most because that's trending. So I will continue with this style. I've already written a prompt that today I hosted a webinar on how to create kick-ass AI images of you using AI, because I was fed up with the messages asking blah, blah, blah. I thought only 20 people would join, but over 150 people registered, and it was a great experience, right? So I'll just send this prompt, and then it will just now create a script. All we have to do is approve. Here is the script already. All I have to do is click yes. And at the end of the webinar, I will also show you the result. So yeah, that's there. Now, coming back to training, right? So it is giving me an option to run the trained model. Now comes the main part. Yeah, this was one of things. This is done now. I hope it was clear for everyone to understand that what we did right now. What we did, I will just, compress it and tell you. Number one, we curated a data set, right? I used around 47 images. 50 to 60 are recommended in my opinion, right? I used 47 images, but my main model is trained on around 65, right? But this one I chose to keep it at 47, right? So there are 47 images. These images needs to be at different places, different angles, and different expressions as well. And please avoid wearing earphones or wearing a chain or wearing whatever, so that, or else it will keep on repeating it, right? Now you just have to just create a folder of all these images, zip it, go on replicate.com, upload that zip file, put steps as 1600 and trigger word as your name, and click create training. Okay, now coming to the main part, right, of creating those images. This is the main thing, right? This is what will make it or break it. This is the real juice of this whole webinar. Now, I just want to share my images. Now you can see how big this board is, and it is all my images and things that I have generated, right? So me in an editing room, or let's say me just looking weird, or probably me in a sea with heart and glowing eyes, right? Or me in a anything, right? Now, the whole part about this whole thing is to visualize how we will visualize this and what are the things that we want, right? Now, can you give me a topic of which we should create? Like, give me a topic for a LinkedIn post. I like the Krishna's idea because that will be the post that I will make today. Now, just close your eyes and what you see when you think my webinar got flooded. What are the things that you see? Are you standing tall in thousands of people? Okay, I like that. I like that. Waves and you standing. Okay. Superman meme, half underwater. Okay. Okay. Let's take these ideas now. So when what I am visualizing is me talking, thousands of people सामने, ठीक है? Probably on a boat or a tsunami coming from पीछे. That is what I am looking at. ठीक है? Or a concert, I like that Abhinav's idea कि I am at a concert with hundreds of people and probably tsunami or something coming from the background because we are talking my webinar got flooded. Okay, so let's try and create that kind of an image, right? But how will I create it? The noob way to do is like this. Yash, now why I write a young man is to specify gender, because sometimes it does not get the gender and it will generate me as woman, right? So every time I start it as Yash, a young man. And this is very much applicable to women because this AI model is trained on majority of, I feel like कि इसमें मेल्स बहुत नॉर्मली जेनेरिकली बात करते हैं तो मेल बनता है, तो you need to have a young woman or a young man like that, right? So very noob way to do it is Yash, a young man standing on a stage as a rock star holding mic. Thousands of people in the audience. A tsunami coming in, approaching them in background. Now this is the very noob way to do that. What you need to do to make these things crazy is make it a weird thing, a pretty weird thing that people won't think about. Now, when we are talking about webinars, we don't think about concerts. Probably we think about a person on stage, but we definitely do not think about concert, right? Then we are talking about flood. Now, there are few things that make your images too good. Clouds, blue sky, underwater things, flowers, right? Gardens. These are the things, like if you want to write it down, I can repeat. Clouds and blue sky, water, then flowers and gardens. These are the four things that will make your images look pretty darn cool. Okay? Because people, like, it is aesthetically pleasing as a background, right? And then there are office backgrounds as well, but they are like, okay only, right? So now this is what I got. Now, very noob way, it hasn't followed my prompt pretty nicely because it has none of my face, right? It is a pretty bad image, right? It is a very bad image. Now what I will do is go on Pinterest, find a person in a concert, right? Probably a rock star or something. So if you see my Pinterest as well, you will see a lot of inspiration images, right? Like flowers and sky, then there is this, then there is this, etc., and a lot of them, right? I like this image, right? I like this image because it is giving that one vibe that I want of a tsunami, right? But it is not that cool. But let's just copy this image. But we will also look at some rock star images. Okay. Just don't give me a movie image or something. Rockstar concert images. Okay. They are way too dark for my liking. I don't know about you, but they are way too dark, right? So what I will now do is go to Chat GPT. That's my best friend, right? Uh, and just paste the Pinterest image that we just copied, right? Now just tell him, I want you to, now this is very noob, you can write anything, write a prompt to generate a similar image, but instead of girl, it is a young man. Um, and in background, it's tsunami coming in, and he is on a concert stage with thousands of people in audience. It has to be cinematic. Okay. Now these are the only things, and also face visible, clearly visible. Now what this will do is give us a prompt. We are not very smart to write a great prompt, right? So what we will do is we will just give ChatGPT that opportunity to serve us, right? So what we will do is a surreal wide angle shot of a young man standing on concert stage with massive tsunami. He's facing camera confidently, wearing a stylish wind-blown black leather jacket and jeans. His expressions is intense, heroic, hair tousled. See, this gave us so much of uh, nice detailed prompt, right? So now we go back. We go back here. Of course, it is very necessary to write Yash because that's the trigger word, and a young man, which I have already written. But I guess we have also specified that in prompt. So yeah, a surreal shot of Yash, a young man. Command X. Command V. Okay, so we have this prompt here now. A surreal wide-angle cinematic shot of Yash, a young man standing on a concert stage with massive tsunami rising in background. He's facing the camera confidently, wearing a stylish wind-blown black leather jacket and jeans. His expressions is intense and heroic. Hair tousled by the wind, hundreds of screaming fans in the audience below, frozen in awe. Frozen डालेंगे तो problem हो जाएगा because now you will learn this when you start generating. Frozen डालोगे तो वहां पे ऐसा snow वगैरह आना चालू हो जाएगा. So let's not put in frozen. The tsunami looms behind him, captured mid-crash with water droplets suspended in air. The stage light beamed through the mist, adding dramatic contrast. Bold red sneakers are prominently featured in foreground with dynamic motion blur. Hyper realistic face is super sharp. Okay, with this is one thing where Yash, a young man standing on a stage with massive tsunami, he is facing the camera confidently, and here we can put in soft light on his face. Now remember this phrase because this will be used a lot, because what happens is when darker scenarios come in, like let's say I want to generate something dark like this, right? I want to generate something dark. What will happen is it will not give me a really good image like this. It will give me where it is not that good, right? This is not that good. But here, if you see, it is good because I just added this prompt of soft light on my face, right? So the soft light on the face is a very good phrase to use everywhere that you go, right? So you can just put in that and click run and run. Okay, cool. Nice image. Nice image. I liked it, but now this does not look like me, right? It is not majorly like me, I would say. Also, you can see that in background as well, the people who are generated are kinda similar looking to my face somehow, and that is the thing. That's what happens, right? Now this is not a good image, right? So what we need to do is keep on running this. We need to keep on running this. and probably after 2 or 3 generations, we need to tweak a prompt a bit, right? So let's see what's the second image that is being generated. Damn good, damn good, damn good, damn good, damn good, damn good. Okay, so this is good, but we can keep on generating. Now what I did was I just double clicked and clicked copy image and Figma. Go to Figma. Canva is shit. Don't use Canva, use Figma. It is the best tool ever. Okay? So go to Figma. Because it gives you access to all your images on one single board, right? So you can create as many images as you want and you can use them whenever you want to, right? So see, this is the images I created with the baseball or a basketball or anything. Here is me. So I can have this one single board, right? So the images I like, I put in here. Now I like this image as well. Now this is not that good because my hairs are not that good. Probably I would need to tweak a prompt a bit. I would just go to ChatGPT saying, my face should be well lit. I shall have mic in my hand. I shall be facing audience. Audience is only visible. Only backside of the audience is visible and not their faces. Only back side of the audience is visible and not their faces. Okay. Now I can just tweak. It will give me a newer prompt with all the things that we said, right? Nah, I didn't like this. Okay, it has given us a new prompt. Now let's try it with new prompt. It is a very boring process. Honestly, it is a very, very boring process. But once you get to the part of it where you go in, get the prompt and just, damn. See, this is what I was talking about. See, with few tweaks, we got what we wanted, right? We got what we wanted. Probably I can also change. He wears a black leather jacket as well. I can probably do that. Damn, see, this is also good, but again, it's not a good face. But yeah, this one I liked, so I will put it here. It's majorly about imagination. Now you can see with just because we imagined it to be something extraordinary, the images started looking pretty good, right? So it's all about imagination and how we imagine it. Now this is looking quite good as I am centered here, right? So I'll just run it probably 2-3 more times and go to the polishing part of it, right? So here we stand here now where we have already started prompting it. We went to Pinterest and Google, we visualized it and then used ChatGPT as our prompt engineer and we started refining it, right? Now we need to keep on generating these images. I just like clicking run. It gives me like, yeah, I am in casino or something kind of a vibe. And this is like a lucky lottery if I get a good image or not. So I have to stop myself from doing so. Jam, tsunami is good, but I am not at all visible. Okay, so let's not waste more of our time. We have 5 more, 3 images that are pretty good. We got this in like second go. And then there are these 2 images. I am just naming them 1, 2, 3, and you guys tell me which we should be using for our today's post, right? So this is 1. Okay. Oh, I am not just writing it here. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Can you guys spam in the chat with the number that you like? Probably this is 4. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much the images that we have. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4. Now you tell me which image would you like us to use? Waiting for your replies. 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. The first one looks bold, the second one looks centered, hard to choose. I would love to combine both of them. 4th images, if good, just add mic. Now, Anurag has brought us to the next part of our tutorial, which was not in this, right? Now, there might be a scenario. What happens is, bro, this is good, this is good. 3 is people is what people liking it. Probably we will use this. But now, let me see this. Oh, he already has a microphone in his hand here as well. Now let's say I want to change something in this image. Okay, there is a possibility I might want to change something, right? I can change his clothes, right? Or I can change his background, or I can change his shoes. Let's change his shoes to white. Okay, so what we need to do is go on replicate and search for Flux and Kontext, Kontext. Okay, you can see this Flux Kontext Pro. We just clicked on it and we went there. Flux Kontext Pro is the model that is used to edit images. Okay, so now what I will do is I will just copy paste this, copy as PNG, wait for it to say copied as PNG, and now go here, input image में ये cut करके यहाँ पे I will just command V दबा के अपना image आ जाएगा. ठीक है, I did nothing crazy, I just copied image and put it here. Now just put in a very lazy ass prompt. ठीक है, change shoes to white sneakers. Okay, and run and just wait. So this is Flux Kontext Pro. If you are writing it down, you can just write it down as Flux Kontext Pro. And damn, voila, we have the same image with just the shoes changed. Let's say if I want to change the background, change background to blue sky with clouds. Okay, I can just copy this image for now and paste it in Figma. But yeah, you will be able to change that. Now I have asked it to generate with different background, with blue sky and white backgrounds. See, it's done. It has changed it. Now I don't have a tsunami in background, but I have a white sky, right? So, or else I would want him to make him wear a what color? Gray sweat shirt, right? I can just copy this image and then click run. It made him wear gray sweatshirt, right? And it changed nothing apart from the things that we asked it to change, right? So we have now Yash with a gray sweatshirt, Yash in this background, Yash wearing white shoes. Make him hold red guitar. I feel this will be crazy. Let's see. We have it. We have Yash with a red guitar in his hand. So this is the image, right? So we can just copy image and paste it over here, and this is done. Okay. So we have multiple images now. Which one do you prefer? Now we will have to do this. We will have to name it. Can you just write it? मेरे को बहुत ये हुआ है. One is also good. Probably we can also add guitar in his hand, and this will also look cool. Then there is 2. Then there is 3. Many people like this. Then there is these images, which are the variants of the 4th one. Which one did you like? Of course, 3rd one, man. Okay, let's use 3rd one. Okay, now what I need to do, so Krishna gave me a good tagline. My webinar got flooded, right? Okay, so I have a font decided. Okay, I use the same font everywhere, which is Helvetica New Bold. Okay, where is this? Okay, this is also an image only. Kuch to select ho jao. See, this is Helvetica New Bold, right? I use Helvetica New everywhere, so I have that thing already sorted. Which font to use or where to use. Now we have to create an area where we will do that. The main word here is webinar and flooded, right? So we will just write flooded first, right? And just probably increase its size. Flooded लिख दिया है. my webinar got flooded. So abhi second word has to be webinar. So हम webinar भी लिख लेंगे यहाँ पे webinar. Okay. Now we also need to write got, right? So we will write got and then we need to write my. Okay. We have written everything that we had. Of course, webinar and got flooded are the main subjects. So we will just put this as medium italic so that it is not taking a lot of attention. And my webinar got, अभी ये बहुत ही छोटा हो गया, so हमें इसको थोड़ा बड़ा करना पड़ेगा. My webinar got flooded, right? So my webinar got flooded. ये यहाँ पर ये हो गया and यहाँ पे मैं my को रख दूंगा ऐसे और इसकी साइज क्या है 47, इसकी भी कर देंगे हम 47 and medium italic. Okay, we have done, we have it, but have we completed it? No, this is not visible at all. Yash, what is this? This is not visible, right? And my is not good looking here, so I just have to try it like this. Now to make it visible, there are two things I can do, and that's the two things I use. I just create a circle, I make it black, and in the layers I just keep it piche. Effects, I don't know if I am going very fast, but I just put a layer blur and just make it blurry so that everything is quite visible, right? Nobody can see that because nobody gives damn about what is below here, and I can just do it, right? And I can just keep increasing the blur as much as I want and done. Or I can also create something like a rectangle and then fill it with a linear gradient, which is like, I don't know, probably this might be a lot for you. So just ignore if you think this is a lot for you. But yeah, I just add this kind of a gradient here and done. We have everything. I would probably then just do that. Yeah, we have it. We have a very nice image of me doing that, right? If I want to adjust anything, I'll just select everything, click K, and just increase the size if I want to, right? So I have increased the size, everything. Now this is done from my side. I just have to, you know, copy this and take it to LinkedIn. What I will do is just select everything. I usually don't export my images. So somebody asked for what are your export settings. All I do is copy them as PNG, and once I have copied them, I go to LinkedIn and click Control V or in MacBook Command V, and done. Easy technique to have text behind you to give depth. Crazy. If you have MacBook, it's very, very, very darn easy. Let's say we want to put the text that we just put in here behind me, right? What we will do is just get this image, because this is the image, right? So we will just click export. Export image is what I do, right? And it will just save the image. I'll go where the image was saved. It was saved in my downloads folder of So this is the image. I go option, open quick actions, remove background, and done. Background is removed. Control C, as in Command C, and oh fuck, I copied the name. Sorry. Okay. Control C and Control V, and add this guy on top of this guy, and then select everything over here. Put it here to add the text behind, and done. This I can just rotate it to be like this, and I have already done this. This is done now, and probably this looks much better than what we had done earlier with the text in background, right? You could also use remove.bg, remove.bg. That is also a pretty good tool for what we just did. You can try that as well. But yeah, I usually use this method because I use Mac, and Mac has this functionality built in it. So I am like, why not use what we already have, right? So yeah, that's the pretty easy way to add depth and to add text behind your image. Coming to Behooked का output दोस्तों, let's see, मेरे को भी पता नहीं है क्या आया होगा. Let's go. So this is the output we generated. Even I'm looking for the first time, I don't know.
Today, I had the incredible opportunity to host my very first webinar on creating kick-ass AI images of yourself. You know, I was just fed up with all those messages asking for my secrets to those awesome LinkedIn posts. So I decided to spill the beans for free. Honestly, I thought only about 20 people would show up, but over 150 registered. That blew my mind. It felt so cool to share my knowledge and experience with so many curious minds. During the session, we dove deep into tips and tricks that not only simplify the process, but also elevate your personal brand online. I really hope I added value and inspired others to showcase their unique selves in a creative way. The feedback was overwhelmingly positive, and it made me realize how much I love sharing what I know. This experience was not just about teaching, it was about connecting and empowering others to express themselves. If you missed it, don't worry, I have more insights coming your way, so stay tuned. Let's keep this conversation going. Today, I had the incredible...
This is pretty uploadable, and I will be uploading this on my Instagram. And it was done with a single prompt, right? And I didn't put in any effort. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining in. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Thanks a lot, man. Bye-bye.